Yeah, welcome. So the topic we'll be discussing in this lecture is sorting. So discussing two sorting techniques, the basic two sorting techniques, bubble sort and quick sort. So to define sorting, given a set of numbers, we want to sort it in say in ascending order or descending order. Primarily in ascending order. So given a set of objects like R0, R1, R2 up to Rn minus 1, where each of these R0, R1 up to Rn minus 1 contains a key. Okay, or R0 contains a key like key 0 plus some data. R1 contains a key like key 1 plus some data. Based on these keys, we want to sort such a way that finally the sorted list will have something like this. That is, the key I minus 1 will be less than or equal to the key I, right? If two keys are suppose same and if I is less than j, okay, that is if key 2 and key 10 is same, and if I is less than, if the value is same but the key numbers are different, in that case ri, the object ri will come before rj. So this is something like an object which contains a key, okay, or you can say a structure variable which contains key, okay. So basically, but our objective is, given a set of numbers, we want to sort. We want to sort it in ascending order or in descending order. Primarily, it is in ascending order, right? Okay. So there are, the sorting can be primarily classified into two categories. Called, one is called as internal sort technique. The other one is called as an external sorting technique. So what is an internal sort? With an internal sort, what happens in the sense, uh, when you use an internal sort, uh, there is no need for any external memory. Okay, that is, the entire sort can be performed within the main memory itself. So internal sort will be used when the number of elements which we are going to sort is minimal, is less in content. In such cases, it is enough to go for internal sort. Okay, because sorting is a primary task which is involved everywhere. Say for example, you have a huge library database that you want to sort, okay, or say for example, in Google you are giving something, you want to search something, then Google will get plenty of results, right? It may get millions of results. Those millions of results also it will sort in some order, and then only it is going to give you. Now the data items it is going to sort is not little, it is huge. In such cases we use external sort. So in simple terms, internal sort will be used for sorting uh, a small amount of data, and the entire data can be placed in the main memory. In such cases, we will go for internal sort. If the entire data cannot be kept in the main memory and some portion of the data should be in the hard disk, in that case, we go for external sort. Okay. So some of the examples for internal sorts were bubble sort, insertion sort, quick sort. All these are examples for internal sort. So one of the example for external sort is merge sort. Merge sort is an example for external sort. Okay. So with this brief introduction, let us jump into sorting. So first, let us discuss about bubble sort. So we are going to primarily focus on two sorting techniques. Uh, so we are going to primarily focus on two sorting techniques. One is bubble sort, and the other one is insertion sort. So in this class, in this session, we will be discussing about bubble sort. The next thing we'll be discussing about insertion sort. So let us see first how bubble sort works. So let me take some values. Say say to make things simple, let me take just five numbers, which is initially not in sorted order. It is not in ascending order. Okay. Let us assume these numbers: 10, 9, 8, 3, and 2. Okay. We want to sort it in ascending order. How bubble sort works, that's what we are going to see. So bubble sort, what it will do in the sense, it will take the first element. take the first element and compare with all other elements. Okay, take the first element and compare with, or I will say that take the ith element. I starts with initially 0. Okay, initially I starts with 0. I is equal to 0. Take the ith element and compare ith element with I plus 1th element. If I plus 1th element is lesser than ith element, then do a swap. Okay, then similarly compare current ith element with I plus second element. Okay, if I plus second element is lesser than ith element, then do a swap. Then compare ith element with I plus third element. If I plus third element is lesser than ith element, then do a swap. Then compare ith element with I plus fourth element. If I plus fourth element is lesser than ith element, then do a swap. So how long like this do we should do? Until I plus that x, we are counting some x, no, until I plus x is not until I plus x is less than n. Okay, so here what is n? Here n is what? N is the number of elements. In this case n is equal to 5. Okay, so let us assume x is initially I is 0, x is 0. So what you have to do is uh, compare a of I. Let us assume the array name is a. So this is the logic. If a of I plus 1, okay, if a of I plus x, if a of I plus x is less than a of I, okay, which is not supposed to be, because the one at the beginning, I comes beginning, I comes before I plus x. Okay, so if it is a sorted order, what should happen? uh, if you I plus x comes after I, right? In the order I plus x, the position I plus x comes after I. Okay, am I right? So I plus x should be greater than I. The element at I plus x should be greater than I. Okay, but in this case it is less than I. In this case, if a of I plus x is less than a of I, then swap. Okay, a of I and a of I plus x, that is understood. Okay, then swap, and then what you have to do, increment x will become x plus plus, x will become x plus plus. Okay, so like this should be keep on repeated, this should be keep on repeated until how long? Until I is until I plus x is less than n. Okay, so here you can write a while loop, while I plus x is less than n, you have to do this task, okay, this is the core logic. Still this is not a complete logic. Okay, so this is for one ith element. Like that for every element you have to do. So outside another for loop will come. Okay, fine, so we will discuss that later. First let me do the work. So this is, first we will take 10 we will take, that is the element at this location is, so so this is ith element and this is I plus x element. Okay, right? So x is initially not 0, x we will set initially as 1. Okay, so that I plus x will be what? A of I is 10, that is 0, I plus 1 is 9. Okay, that is this is first element, this is the element at index 1. Okay, so they say this is array A, this is array A. Okay, this is at 0th location, this is at first location, this is at second location, this is at third location, this is at fourth location. Okay, so this is a of 0 compared with a of 1. If a of 1 is less than a of 0, then swap. So 9 will come here and 10 will come here. Okay, again compare a of 9, I mean a of 0 and a of 2. If a of 2 is less than a of 0, then swap. So 8 will come here and 10 will be here and 9 will be here. Then again compare a of 0 with a of 3. If a of 3 is less than a of 0, swap. So 3 will come here, 10 will be here, 9 will be here, 8 will be here. Then compare if a of 0 is what you call, if a of 0 is less than a of uh, if a of 0 is greater than, okay, if a of 0 is greater than a of 4, then swap. Okay, right? So then 2 will come here, 10 remains here, 9 remains here, 8 remains here, 3 will come here. So this is one iteration. This is one iteration of the inner loop. What I have written here is inner loop only. This is inner loop. Okay. So after one iteration of the inner loop, what happens? The minimum value will come to the first location. Minimum value will come to the 0th location. Okay. Right. Now similarly we have to do for starting from the, so 0th element is now located. This we have done. So similarly now you start with first element. Compare the first element with the second element. If first element is greater than the second element, swap. Then compare the first element with third element. If it is greater than, then swap. Then compare first element with the last element. If it is greater than, then swap. Okay. So now 2 is fixed. We will leave this. We won't touch this. Compare 10 with 9. 10 is greater than 9. So swap. 9, 10 will come here. Then in the next round, compare 9 with first element with third element. 9. 9 is greater than 8. So swap. So 8, 10, 9 will come here. Okay, then compare the first element with fourth element. If the first element is greater than the fourth element, then swap. So 3, okay, 3, 10, 9 and 8. Okay, so this is the end of second iteration. This is the end of second iteration of the inner loop. Now the second element has come at the correct location, first location. Okay, the previously in the first iteration the minimum element has come to the 0th location. Now the second minimum element has come to the first location. Okay, now again repeat this process for third element, that is 10. Compare, that is second element, compare second element with third element. If it is greater than, then swap. So first element is 2, that is fixed. Second element is 3. Now 10 and 9 when you compare, yes, it is greater than, so 9, 10 it will become. Then second element is 9. Compare that with the fourth element. If it is greater than, swap. So it will be what? 8 will come here, 10 will come here and 9 will come here. So this is at the end of third iteration. At the end of third iteration, third element has come to the correct location. Okay, that is the first smallest element is at 0th location, next smallest element is at the first location, next smallest element is at the second location. Now similarly do this for the third element. Compare third element and fourth element. If it is greater than, then swap. So 9 will come here, 10 will come here. Okay, is there anything else to compare? No other element, so it will stop. So now this is the end of fourth iteration of the inner loop. So now the fourth element has come to the proper location. Okay, now again if you want to continue this, but there is no other element, so the algorithm will stop here. This is already at the correct location. So this is called as bubble sort. Okay, something like a bubble. We compare each and every element, and at the end of every iteration, one element, the smallest element, will come to the first location. Okay, so here we have to write another for loop. Here at the top, before this while, there will be another for loop, which is like for, what do you call, for I is equal to 1 to 0 to n minus 1. Okay, so then this is a complete algorithm. Okay, so instead of while, here also we can write for. Instead of this while, we can also write for. Okay, while for j is equal to I plus 1. For j is equal to I plus 1, I less than n, I plus plus. Right? So if you want me to write the algorithm will be something like this. Let us assume A is the array and n is the number of elements. So for I is equal to 0, I less than n I plus plus. Okay, then for j is equal to I plus 1. Okay, the next element onwards only we compare. J less than n j plus plus. Okay. If a of I is greater than a of j, a of I is greater than a of j, then swap. Okay, swap logic, you know, I'm not writing this. T is equal to a of I, a of j equal to a of I. Okay, and a of I is equal to t. That's it. So this is the core logic for bubble sort, right? So if you want me to show the code, so actually here I have written both bubble sort and insertion sort in the same program. Okay, so say here I'm calling only bubble sort, I'm not calling insertion sort. Okay, I'm calling bubble sort. So this is the logic what we have discussed, and in the main function we are asking the user like enter the number of elements in the list that is read in n, and enter the elements using a for loop. We are reading the element scan of percentage d ampersand a of I. Then we are calling the sort function, which is nothing but bubble sort. Here we declare some variable I, j and t. Then whatever the logic we have discussed, for I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. For j equal to I plus 1, j less than n, j plus plus. If a of I greater than a of j, then t is equal to a of I is equal to a of j is equal to t swap. So that's it. After sorting, we are displaying the elements in the sorted order. Let me execute it. Enter the elements. You control O, control X. So the file name is sort, gcc sort.c hyphen o sort. So enter the elements, enter the number of elements, say 10. Enter the 10 elements, say I'm saying 1000, 900, 800, 200, 700, 400, 500, 600, 700, 600, 100, 400, 300, 100. Okay. So it is sorting 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. Right? So that's it. This is the logic for bubble sort. Right? Next, let us discuss about insertion sort. So let us take the same set of values what we have discussed, or some other values we will take. Say 5, I will take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it is insertion sort because it does something called as insert. Okay, see here insertion sort, why that name? In the sense, you have to assume as if we are taking only one element and we are sorting. Okay, so even though we gave all the what you call all the 5 elements as input, but our assumption is we take only one element and then we insert in the right position. So you let us assume that we first take only 5 alone. So you forget about these things, you don't know about the existence of this. So only 5 means it should come at which location? It should come at the first location. There is no other option. So we just keep in the first location, whatever may be the number, even if it is 5 or 5000 or 5 lakh, because this is the first element, we keep in the first location. That's it. Then take the second element. When you take the second element, you just compare it with the first element alone. Okay, this second element we store it in a some temporary variable, say t. T is equal to this 4. Then compare it with all the previous element. Here only one previous element, 5. If the previous element is greater than t, if previous element is greater than t, then this location will be replaced with previous element. Okay, so what we do is in each iteration we set some t. Okay, t is equal to say something a of I. How is this a of I? That I'll I'll explain, okay, later. T is equal to a of I. Then what we check is if the previous element, okay, the previous element is what, in this case 5, okay. So that is, okay, so here one more thing we'll add. If t is equal to a of I, then what will be its previous index? Its previous index will be I minus 1, right? I mean, if this is ith element, this is I minus 1th element. So that we will keep it another variable. J is equal to I minus 1. Okay, J is equal to I minus 1. Then what we check is while a of j greater than t, it is not supposed to be greater than t, it should be less than t if it is in sorted order, okay, because that j is previous to I, okay. If a of j is greater than t and j is greater than or equal to 0, j cannot become less than 0 and j is greater than or equal to 0. If that is the case, then what we do is a of j plus 1, a of j plus 1 is equal to t, sorry, a of j plus 1 is equal to a of j, okay. A of j plus 1 is equal to a of j, that is a of j is the previous element. The previous element will be moved to the next location, okay, or a copy of the previous element will be placed in the next location. A of j plus 1 is equal to a of j, and we decrement j minus minus, okay. So we keep on do this, how long? Until a of j becomes less than t or j becomes less than minus 1, okay. So that is what we are going to do. So compare 5 and t. 5 is greater than t, so copy 5 here, so 5 will come here. That is what will happen. Are you getting? 5 comes here and j will become what? J will become 0. J will become 0, okay. So I mean every iteration j becomes decremented. So next time, okay, next time what you have to do, so I mean, sorry, j becomes minus 1. J becomes minus 1. I will explain this very clearly. Let us follow this algorithm. See, initially let us assume t is equal to a of I, okay. Assume I as 1. Assume I as 1, okay. So what is j? J is already 0. J is already 0. So you are comparing a of j greater than t. Yes, a of j greater than t, and j greater than or equal to 0. Yes, j is equal to 0. So what you do, a of j plus 1 equal to a of j. Then this 5 will come here. This 5 comes here, right? And now j becomes what? J minus minus means j becomes minus 1. If j becomes minus 1, then this loop will not further execute, it will come out. If it comes out, then immediately after coming out, what you have to do is, this location should be replaced with whatever t contains. What t contains? T contains this value 4, okay. So this will become 4 and this will be 5. So after coming out of this while loop, what we do is, we write a of j plus 1 is equal to t. A of j plus 1 is equal to t, okay. So previously what is j? J is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 1 is 0. So in that location we will get 4, okay. So this is the end of the first iteration of the inner loop. After the end of the first iteration of the inner loop, we this is what has happened, okay. This is what has happened, okay. Now in the second iteration, so in the first iteration we start with the first element, that is not 0th element, we start with the first element. In the second iteration we start with this second element, okay. Now I will be 2. Now first I will be, again we start this loop, I is equal to 2. So if I is equal to 2, t is equal to a of I, that is a of 2. What is a of 2? 3. So t will be is equal to 3. Then j is equal to I minus 1. So j will be equal to what? 1. Are you getting? So now what you have to do is, you have to compare 3 with 5. Is 5 greater than 3? Yes. So So what will happen? 4. Then if 5 is greater than 3 and j is greater than or equal to 0, then copy a of j to a of j plus 1. Then 5 will come here. Okay. Now j is what? Now j is 0. Okay. After previously j is 1, now it will become 0. So again you compare a of j with t. T is still 3. So is 4 is greater than 3? Yes, then 4 will come here. So in the next iteration of the inner loop, it will be 4, 4, 5. Next I will become minus 1. As I becomes minus 1, control will come out of the loop. When control comes out of the loop, this location will be filled with the I. Okay, T. So this will become 3. So 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is the end of the second iteration. Are you getting? This is what at the end of the second iteration. This is at the end of the first iteration of the inner loop. Then in the next iteration we is equal to 3. So if I is equal to 3, then what will be t? T will be a of I, that is 2. And what will be j? J will be 2. That is, this element will be compared with all the previous elements. So now t is equal to 2. This is t. This is t. Okay. So t will be compared with 3. Is 3 greater than? Yes. So what will happen? We will get 3. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is, I'll write here 2 and 1. So t is equal to what? 2. The previous element is what? 5. Is 5 is greater than 2? Yes. So copy 5 here. So we'll get 3, 4, 5 and 5. Okay. Next j will be decremented. So j will become 1. Then again you have to compare t with 4. Is 4 greater than t? T is still 2. Okay, t is still 2. Is j greater than t? Yes. So again 4 will be copied here. So 3, 4, 4, 5. Okay. Now again j will become 0. Then compare j a of j with t. Is it greater? Yes, greater. So again 3 will be copied here. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now what will happen? J will become minus 1. When j becomes minus 1, it will come out. Then this will be replaced by 2. So it will become 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1. Okay. So we will get 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1. So I'll rub the remaining things. So this is at the end of third iteration. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1. So now 1 should be inserted at the right location. Now 1 should be inserted at the right location. Okay. I'm sorry. It's not doing quickly. Okay. Fine. So what happens in the sense? So this is what we have: 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1. Okay, now I will be what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will be 4. Okay, t is 1, j is 3. Okay, this is t is 1. Okay, now again you compare. Is 5 is a of 5 is nothing but a of 3. Is it greater than t? Yes. Then copy here. So here it will be 5 will be here also. Okay, so remaining will be same, 2, 3, 3 and 2. Next, in the next round, j will become 3. Again a of 3 will compare with t. Is it greater than t? T is 1. Yes. So again copy a of j plus 1 equal to a of j. That is, this will be copied here. Okay, right? Again in the next round, j will become 1. Then again we compare. Is a of j is greater than t? T is 1. Yes. So again copy this 3 to the next location. So it will be 3, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next 2 alone is there. Now j is 0. Now compare. Is 2 is greater than t? Yes, it is greater than. So copy. So 2 will also come here. 3, 4, 5. Now j becomes minus 1. So when j becomes minus 1, it will come out of the inner loop. So after coming out of the inner loop, this location will be replaced because a of j plus 1, j is minus 1 plus 1 is 0. This will be replaced with t, t is 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this is at the end of the fourth iteration. At the end of fourth iteration, we got the sorted list. Okay. So before this, we have to write a for loop. So this is the inner loop only which I have written. Before this, we have to write a for loop. So how will be that for loop? So in that for loop, we will be just starting with first element to nth element, because we will not start with zeroth element. Because initially that zeroth element, we assume it is in the correct location. Okay. So we won't start with the zeroth location. We will start with for I is equal to 1. Okay. I less than n, I plus plus. Right. So this is the algorithm for insertion sort. Okay. Right. I will take one more example because I'm not sure. I will not use any algorithm here. Just I will explain the concept. See, let us take one by one element. Why this insertion name comes, you should understand that. Now let me take 10, 9, 7, 6, 3. Okay. First we take only 10, only one element. So keep in the first location. That's it. Now take 9. When you take 9, you just compare it with the previous element. Is this previous element is greater than this 9? We consider only 9. This 9 we keep it in some temporary variable t. Is it greater than 9? Yes, then copy that in the next location also. Okay, right? Now this location is also 10, this location is also 10. Right? Now you go to the previous. Is there any previous element? No. As there is no previous element, this first location we will replace with 9. So it will be 9, 10. Okay, that's it. Now this is second element inserted. Now take the third element. Compare with the previous element. What is 10? Now t is this. So is the previous element is greater than this? Yes. So copy this here. Okay. Again go to the next previous element. Is this previous element is greater than t? Yes. So copy the previous element to the next location. So this will be 9, 9, 10. Okay. Is there any previous element before 9? No. So then keep 7 at the previous location minus 1. There is no previous location, so we'll keep here 7, 9, 10. Okay. Now this element we want to insert. This will be t. Compare it with the previous element. Is it greater than? Yes. So copy that to the next location. So 10 will come here also. Okay. Then compare the previous element with t. Is it greater than this? Yes, it is greater than. So 9 will come here. Okay. 9 also will be here. Okay, 9 also will be here. Again compare the previous element with t. Is it greater than? Yes. So 7 will come here. Another copy of 7 will come here and 7 also will be here. Again if you go previous, there is no previous element. So we will just replace this with. So it will be 6, 7, 9, 10. Okay. So at this point we have this 6, 7, 9, 10. Now we have one more element to insert 3. So keep t is equal to 3. Again compare t, the previous element of 3. Okay. This is the one which we want to insert. So the previous element is 10. Is it greater than 3? Yes. So copy 10 to the next location also. So it will be 10, 10, 9, 7 and 6. Okay. Then what is the previous element? 9. Compare that with t. Is it greater than? Yes. So copy 9 to the next location. So it will be 9, 10, 9, 7 and 6. Now compare the previous element with 3. Is it greater than? Yes. So again copy the previous element to the next location. 7, 9, 10, 7 and 6. Now what's the previous element? 6. Is it also greater than? Yes. So copy 6 to the next location. So it will be 6, 6, 7, 9, 10. Now is there any previous element? No previous element. So actually previous element is minus 1. So there is I is minus 1. So in the minus 1 plus 1, that is previous location plus 1th location, there you copy 3. So 3, 6, 7, 9, 10. Is it clear? So this is how this logic works. Okay, right? So this is the logic for insertion sort. Sometimes what happens in the sense, you sometimes it is not that always we go to up to 0th location. Say for example, it is something like this. Says say partially it is sorted. So it is 2, 3, 10, 9 and 8. Okay, now what will happen, 2 is already, 2 will be here, 3, t is equal to 3. So now if you take, is the previous element is greater than this element? No. Then we won't do anything. Just we keep 3 here. Okay, then we will not go to previous, all these stories we will not do. You getting? Then in the next iteration t will become this. Then okay, t will become this. Again you compare, his previous element is greater than, no it's not greater than, so we keep here 10 here. Then in the next iteration t becomes this. Okay, then now we compare, is previous element greater than, yes it is greater than, so copy 10. So copy 10 means 10 will come here, 10 will be here, 3 will be here, 2 will be here. Now again we compare the previous element 3. Previous element is 3. Is it greater than t? 9. No, it's not greater than. Okay, if it is not greater than, then what we will do? 2, 3, 9 we will copy here. Okay, previous location is what? 1. 1 plus 1. In that location we will copy 9. Is it clear? Right? So this concept you should understand. Right? Okay, then this will become t. Okay, again we check, is the previous element is greater than 10? Yes, so 10 will come here, 10 also will come here. Then we check, is the previous element greater than t? Yes, so now 9 will come here, 9 also will come here, 10 will be here. Then we check whether the previous element is greater than 8. No, it's not greater than. So this location plus 1th location will copy the tth element. So 8, it will be 8, 9 and 10, and 3, 2 will remain as it is, right? So this is the logic for insertion sort. So how we will write the logic? So the logic will be something like this. For I is equal to 0, I less than n represents the number of element, I plus plus, okay. Here what we do is equal to, not I is equal to 0, we start with 1, okay. 0th element we assume it is already sorted, then first element will compare with the previous element. For 0 there is no previous element to compare, okay. So t is equal to a of I, j is equal to I minus 1, j is equal to what? I minus 1, while a of j greater than t and j greater than or equal to 0, and j greater than or equal to 0, what we do, a of j should be copied to that next location also, that is a of j plus 1 is equal to a of j and decrement j minus minus, okay. And after coming out of this while loop, we have to keep the t at the appropriate location. So a of j plus 1 will be equal to t. That's it. This is the algorithm. After this, it will be sorted. Right. So let us see the coding for insertion sort. It's written in the same code. Okay. So here is the logic for insertion sort. Whatever we have discussed, void insertion sort. Int ijt, for I is equal to 1, I less than n, I plus plus, t is equal to a of I, j equal to I minus 1, while a of j greater than t and j greater than or equal to 0, a of j plus 1 is equal to a of j and j is equal to j minus 1, or you can just say j minus minus. After coming out of the while loop, we set a of j plus 1 equal to t. The algorithm name is insertion underscore sort. So instead of calling sort now I'll call insertion underscore sort. Okay, this will call the insertion sort. So the elements say 1000, 1800, 1600, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 200, 400, 600, 800, 1000, okay, 12,400, right? So, so that's it about insertion sort, okay? So this is the logic, right? So here is one example was given in this slide. It is similar to whatever we have discussed. So this is the list which we want to sort. So initially you see 5 we are not touching. I mean 26 we are not touching. 5 is compared with 26. As it is greater, it is copied here. First it is copied and then it is replaced. These middle internal steps are not shown here. Here also if you see this 17, okay, this 17 is initially, so it's not full screen. So this, yeah. So here also if you see this 17, 17 is compared with 26. 26, 77, I mean 77. 77 is compared with 20, 26 is less than, so no issue. So it will not continue further. Then it is 1 we come here. 1 is first compared with 77. When 1 is compared with 77, this t will be 1, right? T will be set as 1. Then 77 will come here. Okay. The next iteration, this 1 will be compared with 26. Then this will be replaced with 26. In next iteration of the inner loop, 5 will be compared with t. It's greater than. So this will be replaced with 5. In next iteration, there is no previous element. So this location will be replaced with 1. So that is what the result we got. 1, 5, 6, 20, 1, 5, 26, 77. Next to 61. 61 when you compare with, so now t is equal to 61. When you compare with 77, 77 is greater. So this will become 77. Okay. Next again when you compare 26 with 61, it is less than. So it will break the loop. It will come out. So this is already up to this, it is now it is fine. Next iteration 11. Now t is equal to 11. Okay, when you compare 11 with 77, it is greater. So this will become 77. Again when you compare 61 with 11, it is greater. So this will become 61. Again when you compare 26 with 11, it is greater. So this will become 26. Again when you compare 5 with 11, 5 is less than. So it will break the loop. It will break the loop and current location is 5, that is 1. That is j is equal to 1. So a of j plus 1, that is in the second location, this 11 will be copied. So 11 will come here. So that is what you got here, 11, 26, 61, 77. Next iteration 59. So now t is equal to 59. So 77 is greater than 59. So this will be replaced with 77. Next, previous 61 is greater than 59. So this will be replaced with 61. Next 26 is not greater than 59. It is less than 59. So it will break the loop. When it breaks the loop, j is what? 0, 1, 2, 3. So j is 3. So a of j plus 1, that location will be replaced with 59. So j plus 1 is, this is a of 4. This will become 59. So that here you got 59, 61, 77. Okay. Next is 15. Now t is equal to 15. So 77 is greater than 15. So this will become 77. Next the previous element 61 is greater than 15. So this will become 61. Next the previous element 59 is greater than 15. So this will become 59. Next 26 is greater than 15. So this will become 26. Next 11 is less than 15, so it will stop here. So at this point j is what? 0, 1, 2. So a of j plus 1 will be replaced with t. So this will become 15. Okay. So that here you got 15, 26, 59, 61, 77. Next is 48. Next t is equal to 48. Now if you see 77 is greater than 48. Okay. So this location uh, uh, will become 77, right? Again 61 is greater than 48, so this will become 61. Again 59 is greater than 48, so this will become 59. Now 26 is not greater than 48, 26 is less than 48, so the inner loop will break here. So this is what j is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So a of j plus 1 will be replaced with t. So this location will become 48. Okay. So that here you got 48, 59, 61, 77. Now at last we have 9. This is t is equal to 19. When t is equal to 19, 77 is greater than 19, the previous element. So this will be replaced with 77. Next 61 is greater than 19. So this will be replaced with 61. Next 59 is greater than 19. So this will be replaced with 59. Next 48 is greater than 19. So this will be replaced with 48. Next 26 is greater than 19. So this will be replaced with 26. Next 15 is less than 19. So it will stop here. At this point what is j? J is 0, 1, 2, 3. So a of j plus 1, that is this location will be replaced with 19. Okay. So this location will be replaced with 19. Okay. So on and so forth, it continues. Okay. So this is how the algorithm works, right? Here I think they are not showing the full list. Okay. So at this point it would be, I think it is sorted, right? At this point you will get 1, 5, 11, 15, 19, 26, 48, 59, 61 and 77. Okay. So this is actually the sorted list, right? Okay. Fine. So that's it about insertion sort. Okay. So if you see the complexity of insertion sort, the worst case complexity is time complexity of insertion sort is order of n square. The best case is order of n. Okay. Best case means it is already sorted. In that case, it is order of n. Then also you have to make n comparisons. Okay. Otherwise, yeah. Otherwise you have to. So, sorry. Here, best case in the sense, uh, all the elements were sorted. Last element is not in the proper location. You see here 2, 3, 4, 5, everything is sorted. This location alone is in the not in the proper location. Then number of replacements. Number of replacements will be n. Okay. So this is worst case, it is in descending order. In that case, number of replacement will be n squared. So the worst case complexity is order of n square. The best case complexity is order of n. Right. So this is the time complexity of insertion sort. For bubble sort also, if you see, the worst case time complexity is order of n square. Okay. Right. Fine. Let us stop here. Thank you.